Halloween candy is usually the big company chocolates mixed with Palmer chocolate and other random pieces. Some of these have no name on the wrapping. In the 1980s and 90s, there was Halloween candy that stuck around all year, most of the time. Let's get right to it. Candy corn is probably about as controversial as pineapple on pizza. Go Team Pineapple. You either hate the candy like I do, or you love them. They are triangle shaped with the wide end rounded and usually has 3 colors. The most well known are white, orange, and yellow. Candy corn first appeared in the late 1880s and were created by George Renninger of Wonderl or Wonderly Candy and was called Chicken Feed. Later, Jelly Belly picked it up and continues to make the kernels, but the largest producer of candy corn is Brach's. October 30th is National Candy Corn Day in the United States. Wow. The flavor is very sweet and buttery, but probably the coolest thing about candy corn is that it can be placed in a circle and stacked to make a candy corn cob. Candy corn's first cousin is the mellow cream pumpkin. This time, the candy has more of a mellow and creamy texture, hence the name. But largely, it's the same as candy corn. It's shaped like a pumpkin, of course, and these are also produced by Brach's. Next are those orange and black wrapped weird gooey candies. They're called peanut butter kisses, and they're made by Melster Candies. They also make circus peanuts. Peanut butter kisses aren't Hershey's Kisses with peanut butter inside. They're like a peanut butter taffy. These were introduced around 1907, and I've never met anyone that liked these things. But I'm sure fans will show up in the comments. In my house, these just went straight into the garbage. This orange piece of gum has a very unique taste to it. It has an average taste of orange flavored bubblegum with a hint of tang. At least that's how I remember it. This big hunk of gum was about the size of your palm and about 1/4 of an inch thick. You can eat it like a cookie, one bite at a time. Or you can slam it and break it into pieces to share or eat the pieces yourself. It was one of the most satisfying pieces of gum ever. Later, there was a Dracula version and Marvel's Ghost Rider, which I just found out about. But in the end, the giant pumpkin face bubblegum will always stick in my memories. Monster candy was packaged in small boxes with one color background and the image of one of the Universal monsters. The candy itself was nothing to get excited about. It was like one cigarette candy or like a small version of the stick from Fun Dip. The best part was collecting the monster candy boxes with the legendary monsters. Pixie sticks are the most well-known of the powdered candies, but there's also the plastic fruit-shaped bottles that held the sugar dust. the best kind of bottled sugar sand by far was the ones in the monster bottles. I couldn't find much info on these, but I guarantee that it was a colored sugar powder. It would say that it was sour, but it never was, just too sweet for my teeth. Also, most kids would just suck on the bottle, making the dust sticky and harden, so it wasn't always a treat to eat, but those bottles are so awesome. Mr. Bones was packaged in a small plastic coffin with Mr. Bones written on the lid. The candy was basically Sweeties, which are high-pressure molded colored sugar. This time, the candies were shaped as bones. The cool thing about the bones were that they can be put together to make a Skeletor. Now, I was never a fan of Sweeties, but this was a great concept. Obviously, the coffin was the best part. It could be used with Monster in my pocket or other small toys like Muscle. This concept was also used in Munchie Mummies. This time the packaging was a plastic sarcophagus with skulls, mummies, bats, and cobras. Another version of the candy was Drac Snacks. No cool packaging this time, but the candy pieces were a monster bat, the vampire, the werewolf, the gravestone, and the man without a head. Now that's pretty cool. There was also gym locker candy. The packaging was a plastic locker. The candy shapes were jerseys, shorts, socks, and soap. The plastic lockers could be attached together. Garbage Can D was a plastic garbage can with fish bones, soda bottles, and soup cans. There was no other gimmick to this Garbage Can D. Obviously, these aren't all the Halloween candies out there, nor is it a list of the best. But these are some that just linger in your mind when you think about your youth trick-or-treating with your best friends.